Welcome back to my journey into entering the World Championship of Public Speaking with Toastmasters and putting my speech together utilizing the Cicero public speaking cards. If you've already watched the first video in the series about groundwork, then fantastic, we're all where we need to be. If you haven't, please do go back and watch that and then come back and join us again. We'll get into the main points development, which is what we're working on today. So if you have your Cicero cards there ready and you're doing this too, you may want to get them out just to follow along and take a look at the main points development. I will also be referring to the booklet, the guidance booklet that comes with the pack, as it's quite useful at these stages. So if you're ready to get into main point development, stay with us. So we're on main points development now. And so you'll find your main points development card in the pack. So you can take that out. That just gives you the layout here that we're going to use. You probably will want to make sure you have some post-it notes handy as well, and a pen, of course, or a pencil, whichever you prefer to utilize. There are 4 cards that you want to use here. The first card is your main points key sentence. What are the key sentences of your speech? The second card, what are your main point facts? What are the facts that support your key sentence? The third card, your main points transition. How do you want to move from one main point to the other? And the fourth, your pattern, your main points pattern. What pattern do you want to use to connect the main points? Let's take these one by one. So for me, the key sentences in my presentation, at least at the moment in the draft stage, are: the outcome is the wrong goal. That's number 1. The outcome is the wrong goal. We'll stick that on there. I'm going to put the second one on a second post-it note, because we're probably going to want to separate these up later on. The second one is that becoming is the true goal. Okay, so those are my key sentences. What are going to be my main point facts? So my main point facts are going to be referring to Thinking Fast and Slow, by Daniel Kahneman, in reference to hedonic adaptation. Luckily, I can read my handwriting. Okay, so that's my first key fact. For the second point, that becoming is the true goal, I'm going to refer to some quotes from successful people. Not exactly sure who yet. It might be someone like Bill Gates. It may be someone like Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, just to give you an idea of the kinds of people that I am currently considering for that kind of quote and for that sort of support. So it's likely going to be from one of their interviews or one of their biographies or autobiographies. The third point then is going to be my transition. So what is going to be my transition between the 2 main points that I have? Now, just to be clear, it's only 2 main points because it's really going to be 5 to 7 minutes long, the speech. So ideally, if I hit it on the nail, it's going to be more like 6:30. That's what will be aimed for. So for this bit, the transition, really I'm going to set that up as a transition by asking a question, then following by attempting to answer that. So we can put the transition as being Q&A. You may want to refer to the workbook when you get to this part as well. So in the workbook, we have our main points development cards. Gives a bit of an explanation about your main point key sentences, how to figure those out. also about your main points facts and how to put those in, but also a description of the kinds of things you can use for your transitions, and also your patterns that you may want to use as well, and that you may want to consider using more than one different kind of pattern. So you may well want to refer to the booklet here. It is pretty helpful. So let's take a look at patterns, which is number 4. So the pattern that I have chosen, or maybe a mixture of a few, but it's going to be a problem solution. Which fits very well with the Q&A. Most likely there will be some sort of catchphrase or repeated phrase in there. Also, I will definitely be using a ton of metaphor. Okay, so here we have it. These are my 4 key main point development areas. I'm going to go and stick them all onto the whiteboard, and then you can see it all laid out. Here it is then, all beautifully laid out on the whiteboard. Now you'll see that I've actually stuck the cards, the organizing cards on the side there. That's really for clarity for the videos more than anything else. If I'm doing this just for me, I'm probably not going to do that. And I also may not have these quite so neatly stacked on the board. It's really just to make everything look nice and tidy and clear. So you see all the groundwork cards still up there, and now we also have the main point development cards up there too. In the next video, we'll be looking at structure. So that's it for this video. If you haven't already watched the groundwork video, please do go back and watch that. I'll put a link at the end of this video, and also a link to the following video once that's up and recorded, so that you can follow them in sequence. If you want more content like this, or you want daily videos on presentation skills, tools of influence and persuasion, and other kinds of interesting and sometimes fun stuff as well, make sure you're following me on YouTube. You can follow my channel. It's Present Influence. Look for that, click subscribe, like the videos please, and click that bell icon to get notified of any upcoming videos, especially ones where we're going live, and often with great guests as well. Join us again soon for part 3 of this series.